segues into Indiana. Indiana, first season under Kurt Signetti, had a historic year. First 11 win season ever. I kept telling y'all MSU fans killed me because I said I wanted Signetti. Killed me. Look what he did at Indiana. Imagine what he would have did at Michigan State. Anyway, let's move on. Coming off of 11-2, 8-1 season, they lost in the first round of the college football playoffs. 27, bad hand right in the 17 versus Notre Dame, but that game wasn't as close as the final score indicated. Notre Dame dominated that game. I will say it was close early until I believe Jeremiah Love broke that. Or was it Darian Price? I think it was Jeremiah Love, but it also could have been Darian Price. Broke that long run, backed up against their own end zone. They returned 8 starters, 4 on offense, 4 on defense, but Signetti showed like he's good at reloading and winning games. So I'm not really scared there. Major return, they returned Elijah Surratt, receiver, 53 catches, 957 yards, and 8 touchdowns. And Omar Cooper at receiver, 28 catches, 594 yards, 7 touchdowns. One of my favorite returns, which I thought he was gone until I did my research, was D'Angelo Pons, cornerback. I loved him at JMU, loved him last year for Indiana. He comes back, 55 total tackles, 35 solos, 9 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. Plus, that's my guy in college football, 26. Check me out, 43-7 online, but that's neither here nor there. And Mikael Kamara, defensive end, 47 total tackles, 19 solos, 10 sacks, pass breakup, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and Aiden Fisher, linebacker, 118 total tackles, 49 solos, a sack and a half, and 4 pass breakups, which is huge. They do lose, however, Curtis Rourke at quarterback, 222, 320, 69.4% completion percentage, 3,042 yards, 29 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's now on the 49ers. Signetti and Indiana had him looking really well, probably his best season ever, even while at Ohio. Justice Ellison, running back, 159 carries, 848 yards, 5.3 carries, 10 touchdowns. He's actually a coach, I believe, on the Indiana staff. Tyson Lawton, the running back as well, 141 carries, 668 yards, 4.7 a carry, and 12 touchdowns. Miles Price, who's on the Vikings, wide receiver, 38 catches, 466 yards, 3 touchdowns. James Carpenter on the Jags, 38 total tackles, 20 solos, 6 sacks, 2 pass breakups. And they lose Jalen Walker, linebacker, 82 total tackles, 39 solos, 2 sacks, 8 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, and 3 forced fumbles. They have the 39th overall recruiting class and 25th in transfers. Talk to me about Indiana, Trent.
Yeah, well, I think the big thing last year was the success with the schedule, and this season there's no escaping the weakness of schedule. So it's going to be a tough year for them. In my opinion, I love Signetti. I'm interested to see what Mendoza does at quarterback. If I'm being honest, I didn't watch a ton of him last season, but I'm hearing good things. It's a great defense, retained, like you said, Kamara, Fisher, Pons. So it's certainly set to be one of the better defenses in the Big Ten. My concerns are going to come with the offense, it's a newer room, and just with the schedule challenges that we'll get into. I am expecting probably a little bit of a setback. However, that's easy to do when you only lost 1 game last year. So probably not as high on Indiana as some. I think maybe a little bit of regression is in order. However, excited to see what they do on defense, because I am, like you said, I do like Pons and Fisher and Kamara. They were a top 10 defense in 2024. So they're, certainly tooled and reloaded to do the same thing and wreak havoc on some of these Big Ten offenses.
Yeah, so I agree in the fact that they can't escape some of the tougher opponents this season. I think offensively they'll be fine because they came in with a lot of question marks at quarterback the year prior. They lost Taven Jackson. Well, Taven Jackson actually was on the roster. I'll take that back. But why am I blanking on brother name? I think he went to Cincinnati. Brandon Sorsby. They lost him. They had terrible quarterback play prior to Signetti coming over. He brought Curtis Rourke over, and you saw what he did with Curtis Rourke. Had a great season for them. And Mendoza, I like Mendoza. I think he's pretty good. And I think Signetti and his offensive staff, they'll unlock him like they unlock Curtis Rourke. They pair him with a running back from Maryland, Roman Hemby, a speedster, 134 carries, 607 yards, 4.5 a carry, 6 touchdowns. Interested to see what he does this season with Indiana. I think that'll be his backfield. Jonathan Brady, which I watched him a little bit at New Mexico State, but he did come from Cal last season. 36 catches, 386 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was at New Mexico State when they played in the Conference USA Championship game with Diego Pavia when they got beat by Liberty, but it was actually a fun game to watch. Then they bring over Stephen Daly at defensive end to help Mikael Kamara on the other side. 51 total tackles, 27 solos, 4 sacks, 3 pairs breakups, forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. He is glad to be gone from Kent State, where they were 0-12 last season. Last year, they were 34th in total offense, second in total defense, tied 34th in passing, 63rd in rushing, second scoring offense, tied 10th in passing defense, first in rushing defense, and sixth in scoring defense. Man, if you're ready, let's get into the schedule of Indiana.
For sure. Let's do it.
All right. So, first game of the season, they play Old Dominion. I have that as a win.
I also have that as a win.
Second game of the season, I'm actually excited to see what this team does this year. Kennesaw State, but I have this as a win.
I also have this as an Indiana win.
All right. Then they go on to, I guess, an in-state rivalry, Indiana State, where I have this as a win.
Yeah, I don't think Larry Bird's walking through those doors, so I'm going to have to go with Indiana Hoosiers as well.
Yeah. Then we go to Illinois, which I gave as a win for Indiana.
I think, yep, we both did, yep.
First road game at Iowa. I have this as a win, though.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. It's always a tough travel at Iowa, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Indiana here as well.
Yeah, Iowa, always a great defense. Interested to see what Kamari Moulton does at running back. Interested to see if they can finally find a quarterback. But next, we have at Oregon. I have it as an L, first loss of the season.
Yep, that's going to be the first loss of the season as well for me.
Then they play my Michigan State Spartans. I have them beating us.
Yeah, I'm going to give the win to Indiana as well.
Moving on to UCLA at home, where I have them beating UCLA.
I also have them beating UCLA.
I have them on the road against Maryland as a win.
I also have them beating Maryland on the road.
On the road at Penn State, I have as a loss.
Loss at Penn State, yep.
At home against Wisconsin as a W.
I'm going to go ahead and give the slight nod to Wisconsin there.
Ooh, okay. And then on the road at Purdue, I have as a win, and that's actually a rivalry, but not in football this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, traveling to Purdue is not easy either, but I'm going to give this one to looks like a night game as of now. But I'm still going to give this one to I'm still going to give this one to Indiana.
If it was basketball though, that's fun. But overall, I have Indiana going 10-2, 7-2, taking the over 8.5 win total for Indiana.
Looks like we just disagree on the one. We have the same record other than the Wisconsin, so I believe then I hit the under with that. So
you're still over.
No, still over. Okay, so one more loss to Wisconsin, so one more conference loss.
Yeah, so you're 9-3, 6-3.
Yep, 9-3, 6-3.
All right.